And so it's just wonderful how many are actually joining us from around the globe. It's such a beautiful thing that we even have the technology to be able to gather like this on a global level. And I want to say thank you to the beautiful, beautiful souls who are so dedicated that they're up in the middle of the night, joining this call, because the energy that we are feeling right now is just beyond. And we are really sitting in this 444 portal. Woo, it's a doozy. And we are really beginning to go beyond anything we've ever experienced in this lifetime, and for actually thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And for a different level of perspective, even in eons or since the creation of this universe. So it's super exciting to be alive right now. And I know for many of you, it's an interesting dichotomy. We're sitting in such a state of absolute, almost giddiness and joy because our souls are recognizing what is happening in the quantum at a universal level. And yet our personalities are still experiencing the 3D play out of what's happening around the world. So I just want to acknowledge each and every one of you for staying in your heart, recognizing the magnificence of what is going on, and also honoring that we are still in a 3D body. We are still part of the human race, although our perspectives of that may be changing. And so it's just an amazing, amazing time to be alive. And as a soul family, as a group of divine beings who have all come in this particular time in cosmic history, it really is the beginning of the party, so to speak. We have been waiting and waiting and waiting for so long to hit this particular marker in time. And again, time only happens in this reality, right? There is no such thing as time or even space in a concept framework that our brains can wrap around. In the quantum, space and time only exist here in this reality. And so we have this illusion that we have been waiting and waiting and waiting. And our souls that have been, or the aspect of our soul that has been incarnate here on this planet, has anticipated this time since we came in. And so it is a time to celebrate. And I honor the fact that on some level, all of us are feeling that, even in the midst of how it's playing out in the 3D world. And so I want you to just take a moment, and I want to send a wave of beautiful love and compassion. And I want this to come from a frequency level, even more than an emotional level. If you can tap into the frequency of love and the frequency of compassion that vibrates well beyond the emotional construct in which our human aspect actually is operating from. And in this moment, as a collective, in the now moment, so it matters not when you're listening to this, but to send out a wave of those frequencies of light to every living being on this planet. As we acknowledge the journey, acknowledge that which is playing out in the 3D reality, which is a direct reflection of what is happening in the quantum. And for the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls across this planet who have not been on a journey of awakening, who have yet to begin to remember who they are, sending at this moment, in this now moment, waves of the frequency of the highest level of love and the highest level of compassion to move through their matrix, their individualized expression in this reality, that they may tap into that at the level they are capable of receiving at this time. Because we are in a massive transition at this time, and it's just the beginning. As we move through this portal of the 444, it is opening up the interaction into the quantum levels of reality at a much more tangible and experiential way within our physical experience here on this planet. And so as we begin to tap into that, those of us that are awakened, those of us who have been on the path, who have done the quote unquote work to prepare our physical bodies, we're getting ready to experience a whole new level of awakening. For the billions of souls on this planet who are absolutely masters of light in their own right, but who have not yet begun the inner work and the inner journey to remember that truth. I'm just asking that we set the intention to send that frequency for them to begin to recognize, for them to begin to calm their human mental, mind, emotional experience. And even if just for a moment, especially as we pass through this 4-4 portal, that on some level of recognition, their soul can feel and recognize the frequency of love and compassion and unity and universal expression of all of us being representative, fractal expressions of source energy, if only for a nanosecond, to begin to help them remember. Because as we all know, this is an inside job. The way that we move through, awaken, and tap into the truth of who we are is an individualized experience. It's an inside job. And the more of us who do the work, who clear the fields, who upgrade our bodies, who make higher and higher levels of connection, the more we hold the field and the platform for more to follow in our footsteps. And so I just wanted to begin with that level of frequency emanating from our hearts out into all human. And for that, all life on this planet. We really are in extraordinary times. And depending upon what lens you're looking through, whether you're looking for through a very 3D human experience or a very multi-dimensional experience, the same thing can look extremely different. And so to all of our fellow beings of light, and yes, even masters of light, we're just sending that wave of love, frequency, of compassion, frequency, and of the recognition that we are all source. Regardless of the roles that are being played, we are all source energy. And to just hopefully touch deep inside their psyche, inside their subconscious, inside their soul's recognition. Beautiful, beautiful. And so as we sit in this extraordinary time, during this particular time together, I want to really raise your awareness and your consciousness into a much higher lens, if you will, a much higher perception of what is truly transpiring and playing out within our human experience here. Because the more you can come from your multidimensional mastery, the more you can come from those higher states of awareness and lenses of seeing what is happening, the easier it is to step into your power, to navigate these frequencies and these experiences that we're having, to be a way shower, to hold a vibratory signature that can positively affect everyone around you. This is what stepping into the next level of mastery is all about. We've been talking about being the way showers and being the masters incarnate on the planet at this time. And many of you have not quite realized the true master that you are. But as we move through this 4-4 portal, your awareness, your experiential of that level of mastery is going to become much, much, much more tangible. And this is the excitement. This is the beauty of what is happening for many. That even though we've started into this transition that is inevitable. It has to be. The old has to disintegrate. The old has to transform. And that is on a global scale. And this experience that we are having, yes, on a global scale, is the beginning of what is the transformation to bring us into a much higher level of quantum experience. And so from that lens, the outward play that is being experienced by so many, we can have a different level, a different reaction to, a different form of response when we move into higher levels of consciousness. And that does not mean that we are not as compassionate. As a matter of fact, we become even more compassionate. But the difference is we don't get caught up in a lower level emotional experience. And that allows us to maintain higher connections into higher states of awareness and being. And so this is the beauty of what is transpiring as we are in the beginning stages of a truly tangible shift on this planet. And the shift that we are seeing right now is the dismantling of quite a bit on the planet. And this is still not coming into focus for many on the planet right now. It is still an energetic. It is still not in the public eye, the things that are happening to begin the shift into higher states of reality here on this planet. And so as we step through this 4-4 portal, the focus for those of us who are truly on the path is to connect into higher levels of our own wisdom, of our own unique signature frequency, and to begin to embody it and access wisdom, information at an entirely different level. And so with that understanding, I welcome each and every one of you from around the globe who are joining in. And I am in deep, deep, deep gratitude to each and every one of you and the millions and millions of light workers who are on this planet, who are here together to usher in, to be the way showers, to hold the frequency, to, dare I say, walk the talk, so that many, many, many others will follow in the weeks, months, and years to come.